Hello viewers, welcome to CEC lectures. Myself Dr. Preeti Chagwani. I am an associate professor, Department of Computer Science, Hyderabad College, University of Delhi. So presently we are going through your series of advanced data structures and algorithms, and within that series the topic which we are covering presently is about various abstract data types, and in this we have started with the list data type or list container we can say, and previously we have also covered the vector data type. Now within this list, in our previous lecture we have seen that what actually this list is, and we have also covered some of our basic operations which are performed normally on the list. So with a quick recap of what is list and what all operations we have actually covered in the previous ones, let us begin with today's lecture. So when we talk about list, it is basically a container which stores the data in a non-continuous memory, and this is unlike the vector. And when we talk about list, that means we are basically implementing a doubly linked list under the carpet basically. And when we compare it to the vector, the list is having a slow traversal, but once a position of a particular element has been found out, it is very easy to kind of insert and delete, and after finding the position, the insertion and deletion will become the constant time operations. Now some operations on list we have covered in our previous lecture. So here is a list of common operations on list. So along with within this list we have covered the operation of front, back, push front, pop front and pop back, and others we are going to cover today. Others plus some more basic operations which are presently not included in the list, but when we talk about basic operations, they are commonly known as basic ones. And apart from this, we have also seen in our previous lecture that there are various ways to assign a list, and in this lecture we will be using those ways in our program, in our different programs, and those programs will be there in order to demonstrate the operations on lists like insert, size, begin, and that is what we are going to do today. So let us begin. First of all, let us take the operation insert. So when we talk about insert, so this is list insert operation which is used to as the name indicates, used to insert the element at any position of the list. So when we talk about push front or push back, that means we are talking about a particular position. Here it could be any position. So list insert is used to insert the elements at any position of list, and this function is going to take basically three parameters. One is the position, that on which particular position you want to insert, how many number of elements you want to insert, and the values which you want to insert. And if it is not mentioned, the number of elements is not mentioned, that how many elements you want to insert, by default it is being taken as 1. So the proper syntax, if we talk about, is going to be insert. Obviously this is an kind of function which is belonging to the list class. Then we have the position of the iterator where you want to insert, then number of the elements, how many elements you want to insert, and the value of those elements. So these are the three parameters which are being taken by this particular function of insertion, that is position in the container where the new elements will be inserted, the number of the elements which is to be inserted, and by default if it is not kind of given, it is taken as 1, and each element is initialized to a copy of value, and the final argument is element which is the value to be copied at that position. As far as return value of this particular function is concerned, this function returns an iterator. that points to the first of the newly inserted element. So, for example, there are, if you want to insert the element at the third position, the return value is going to be the iterator, which is pointing towards the third element. So, in order to in order to understand the complete functionality of this particular function named as insert, let us see this with the help of a program. So, here we have our usual statements where we are including iostream, then we are including the list header file, which is obviously used for the list operations, and namespace standard is there. And within the main function we are declaring the list as the name is the list 1. This is a list of type integer, and the declaration here is simple, and we have also covered this declaration in our previous lecture. So, here now we will be using assign to insert multiple numbers, and here when we say list 1 dot assign, and we are passing 2 parameters into that, which is 3 comma 2. So, this is going to create 3 occurrences of 2. So, that means here list 1 will be having 2 comma 2 comma 2, that means 3 elements, and the element 3 occurrences of the element 2 as there. So, first is the declaration, then is the kind of assignments of the elements onto that particular list. Moving further, we are going to kind of initialize the list iterator to the beginning, and then we will kind of make it point out towards the third position. So, in order to initialize the list iterator to the beginning, we will be first of all creating a list, declaring kind of list iterator, and with the help of begin function of the list, we are going to place it onto the beginning of the list. So, here the syntax goes like this, which is list, then we have int, scope resolution operator, iterator it is equals to list 1 dot begin, and this is a very kind of simple statement to understand that it is going to be an iterator which is going to belong to the list type, or which is of list type, and this list is of kind of integer data types, and the position the value which we are assigning into this iterator it is nothing but the beginning position, and which is being kind of we can say caught, or which is being handled with the help of list 1 dot begin. So, whatever this list 1 dot begin is going to return, that is that we are assigning to this iterator it. So, basically we have initialized a list iterator, and that list iterator is being assigned a value begin, and then in order to kind of point out that list iterator to third or any other position, we are going to use this function which is named as advance. So, advance is taking 2 parameters, one is what is to be kind of advanced, that is the iterator it. So, the first parameter is it, and this is going to be advanced to the third position. So, 0, 1 and 2. So, here we are writing iterator it comma 2. Now, we have our kind of position, we have our iterator placed in a particular position, and now we want to insert the element some elements at this third position on which we have placed this iterator. So, for that we are going to use the function which is insert, and the function is being used as list 1 dot insert it comma 5. So, basically list 1 is the name of the list, dot insert is the function, the position is being defined with the help of it. Here we have skipped the kind of number of elements or number of occurrences of that element. So, by default it will be taken as 1, and then we have given the element as 5. So, list 1 dot insert it comma 5. So, which is going to insert this element 5 at the third position, and before this third position the occurrences, 3 occurrences of 2 are being kind of given there. Now, in order to print the new list which is being obtained after inserting one element, and that element is nothing but 5, we are going to use a for loop which I am sure you people are familiar with. So, we have for list within the angle bracket int iterator I. So, we have started with the initialization, with the declaration of I as an iterator within this for loop, and this iterator I is being positioned at the first position of the list, and this is being obtained with the help of list 1 dot begin, and then it will keep on moving while I not equals to list 1 dot end. So, starting from list 1 dot begin to list 1 dot end, you are going to kind of make an increment into the position of this iterator I by using this I plus plus, and as this is the iterator kind of an pointer. So, in order to get the value at that particular iterator, we are going to use asterisk I. So, see out asterisk I. So, I am just going to repeat this function sys loop for again. So, loop is for, and starting from iterator I is equals to list 1 dot begin to I not equals to list 1 dot end till it is not going to till it is not going to be placed till end. It is going to increment this I by using I plus plus, and we have kind of printed the position, not the position but the value at this I iterator with the help of cout asterisk I. And as expected, what are we going to get at the end of this particular print should be kind of 2 comma 2 comma 2, because 3 occurrences of the element 2 we have kind of inserted in the element inserted in this list 1 initially, and then after that we have insert one new element which is nothing but 5. So, the final output after this particular code snippet is going to be 2 comma 2 comma 2 5, and now we can use the another version of this insert function, which is going to insert a particular number of element, a particular number of the given element. So, for example, here we are going to use this insert function in order to insert 2 elements at the 4th position, and so basically 2 occurrences of the number 7 or of the element 7 are being inserted at the 4th position, and this syntax is given on the screen, and that is list 1 dot insert. The position is IT, and previously we have inserted an element at the 3rd position. So, now it is basically your iterator IT is at the 4th position. So, list 1 dot insert IT comma 2 comma 7. So, 2 occurrences of the element 7 are to be kind of placed at the 4th position. So, this is what the idea is. So, using this program we have seen 2 kind of variations or 2 versions of this insert functions. One which is taking the number of elements also, or the number of occurrences of the particular element, and the second one in which the number of occurrences is not being used, and by default it is being taken as 1. Now, we have kind of played around with this list, and in order to see how it looks like after inserting 2 occurrences of the element 7, we again need to use that starting from list 1 dot begin to list 1 dot end, we need to move on, or we need to increment the iterator I, and we need to print out cout asterisk I, which is the element at this iterator I. So, for this we are printing a particular message which says the list after inserting multiple elements using insert is going to be, so list, integer, scope resolution operator, iterator I, and I have just kind of explained the meaning of this particular statement is equals to list 1 dot begin, and this will go on till I not equals to list 1 dot end, and then I plus plus and asterisk I is going to be printed. The list after inserting one element is 2, 2, at the third place we have inserted 5, and then a list after inserting multiple elements will be 2, 2, 5, and then the two occurrences of the element 7, and then the last occurrence is 2. So, initially 3 occurrences of 2 are being kind of inserted, then at the third position 0, 1 and 2, that means the in between the last 2 occurrences of the element 2 we have inserted the element 5, and the list after inserting more elements, which is nothing but the 2 occurrences of the 7 of the element 7 will become 2, 2, 5, then 2 occurrences of 7 and then 2. And the time complexity here, which is going to be kind of the time taken by this particular operation of insert is going to be kind of we can say it is a linear time complexity, which is nothing but order n, because and what is n here? N is nothing but the number of elements in the list, because you can go till last element in order to insert the element at the kind of last or the second last position. So, asymptotically it is going to be order of n. So, we have seen the insert function and we have seen the two versions of insert function, one which is taking the number of elements to be inserted or number of occurrences of the element to be inserted, and the second one which is taking this number of occurrences of the element as by default to be kind of 1 and ignoring that particular argument. So, insert kind of we are done with. Then let us move on to our next function, which is nothing but the function erase. So, erase again it is a built-in function in your C++ standard template library, and as the name indicates it is used to delete the elements from a list container. Now, with the help of this erase you can either remove a single element at a particular position, or you may remove a range of elements from the specified list container. So, for example, range of element, if I am going to say I need to remove all the elements starting from 3 to 6. So, 3, 4, 5, all this range can be deleted or can be removed, or we can use this erase function to remove a single element. And what is going to be the syntax of the element is we need to pass on the position from which the element is to be deleted. So, whatever element is available at that position which is being passed as the parameter, that will be deleted, and the syntax goes like this. So, we have an iterator and then the list name dot erase. So, we are calling the erase function of this list underscore name, and within the parameter we are passing an iterator position. Now, how this is going to be used in your program, that we will see in a short while. Or the second version is having we can say 2 parameters. One parameter is iterator first and another parameter is iterator last. So, starting from first position to the last position, all the elements will be erased. So, depending upon your requirement, you can either use one particular either use erase to remove one particular element, or it can be used to remove kind of range of elements, we can say. Parameters, we have seen different parameters. One version is taking parameter which is nothing but the position, another version which is kind of an overloaded version of the erase function is going to take starting range and the ending range which is to be removed. So, position parameter can be there, or there can be kind of two parameters, first and last. These two parameters are used when the list is used to erase multiple elements, and the parameter first refers to the iterator pointing to the first element in the range, and obviously the parameter last refers to the iterator pointing to the last element in the range which is to be erased, and this will erase all the elements in the range including the elements pointed by the iterator first, but excluding the elements pointed by the iterator last. So, that is why I have told you, if I am giving it from 2 to 6, so the element which will be erased will be 2, 3, 4 and 5, not the 6, because it will exclude the element pointed by the iterator last. So, whatever is being pointed by the iterator last, one element less than or the element prior to that particular will be kind of erased. As far as return value is concerned, this function is going to return an iterator pointing to the element in the list container which followed the last element erased from the list container. Now, this is very important, that what is going to be the position of the iterator. So, which is being returned. So, the iterator pointing to the element in the list container which followed the last statement erased. So, for example, we have erased the statement, we have erased the element 2, 3, 4 and 5. So, the position which is available after 5 will be the position of the iterator which is being given as the return value. So, in order to understand this, let us create a list, insert some elements into it, and then let us try to kind of play around with that list by kind of by, if we want to by removing some elements. So, in order to create a list, we have list int demo list. So, demo list is an type of list which is having integer elements, and then with the help of push back function we have pushed some elements at the end of the list. So, demo list dot push underscore back 10, demo list dot push underscore back 20, demo list dot push underscore back 30, and so on and so forth. So, we have the first element which is being inserted is 10, then at the back of 10 it will be 20, and then at the back of 20 it will be 30, and then 40, and then 50. So, 5 elements we have inserted by using the function pushback. There can be other kind of other, we can say, ways in which these elements can be elements can be pushed back or elements can be inserted. Now, let us first print the elements of the list before deleting anything, and the normal for loop which we have started from dot begin till dot end, and we keep on incrementing this iterator one at a time with the help of itr plus plus, and we are going to print this asterisk itr. So, the whole loop goes like this. For auto itr is equals to demo list dot begin, and that is a function. Itr till itr not equals to demo list dot end, and that is also a function, itr plus plus, and we need to print cout asterisk itr. So, we have just printed the elements before the deletion. Now, let us try to delete some elements. So, in order to do that, we need to first kind of make the position of the iterator correct at the correct place, or we need to place our iterator at the correct place, or at the place which is to be from which the element is to be removed. So, for that we have created an iterator which is pointing toward the first element, and we are using demo list dot begin function. So, we have an iterator which is of the iterator itr which is of the type list iterator, and that list is of type integer, and the value which is being assigned is demo list dot begin. And now, with this ITR position or with this iterator position, if I am going to delete the first element, we will be using demolist dot erase ITR. So, ITR is the position. So, whatever element is available at the first position in this demolist will be erased, and after that we can again use our kind of this for loop in order to print the elements which are actually left. So, we have just deleted the only one element, which is the first element. So, before deletion of this first element we have printed the list, and after deletion of this first element we are again going to print this list. So, if you can see the list before deleting the first element is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Please recall back that we have pushed back all the elements, and after deletion of the first element the list will be 20, 30, 40 and 50. Obviously, looking at the kind of function, you must understood by now that the time complexity is again going to be the linear time complexity, which is nothing but order of n, and extra space is not much of a requirement here except the element which is being kind of deleted. So, space complexity is order 1 while the time complexity is order n. So, the list is we have created the list, we just just removed one particular element from the first position and then printed the list again. So, this was basically we have covered two particular functions. One is about the insertion and another one is about the deletion. Now, within the deletion we have kind of used, or we have seen just one particular version of this erase function, that is insert deletion of a single element. Deletion of a range of elements using this erase function will be covered in our next lecture. Here is a list of references which is being used for the preparation of this lecture. I hope you have enjoyed this one. I will see you in the next. Till then, take care. Goodbye.